Just a thumbs up, please. Thank you. All right. So we're back to talking about the holding environment. And today I'd like to give um, specific attention to the heart, because it is one of the harder things, I think, for us to cultivate. So I'd like you just to consider with me, who are the people in your life who, when you have a hard time, they're the ones you want to talk to? Who are the people in your life that when you want to talk to them because there's something about their balanced perspective that you can rely upon? Who are those people? And who are the people that you want to go and talk to them because you just know that you'll be listened to and you don't feel embarrassed or ashamed. You can just tell them the truth and feel okay about that. Who are the people that you look up to and that you deeply respect because they practice what they preach? Now, you may not know right now, you may not have a sense of who these people are, but it's good to just begin to roll that around in your mind and consider that as you move through your day and through life. Because all of us right now, our hearts have been educated a certain way by people that we know. And our hearts have also been educated by beings that are not physically real to us, but we have a real sense of them. I grew up Catholic, and so Mary is someone who speaks to me. Saint Therese, actually, all of the Thereses are beings that speak to me. I didn't know them personally, but I have a sense of their essence of who they are, where their heart is. Kuan Yin, I speak of Kuan Yin often. And she's a relatively new one on the scene. I would say maybe 15 years that I've really developed a relationship with Kuan Yin. And Kuan Yin has these beings, they have a particular voice, a particular attitude, a particular quality of heart that I am trying to cultivate in this practice. Actually, I don't want to be them, but I want to begin to feel into the space of how they speak and how they act and how they move through the world. Uncle Chuck, my spiritual father, has a very wise and discerning presence. There's a story that sticks out in my mind. He was as a Catholic priest in his day, you were told where you were going to go. You never were given your grades. You weren't told the kind of student you were, but you were assigned based upon what your skill level was. Well, by the end of his life, he had earned 6 degrees because they thought he was really smart. And they had him at 22 being a principal of a Catholic high school, and then on to being a dean and of a college and all of that. But there was something about the way in which he practiced love. For example, a student comes into the office, has lied to the teacher, has lied to the parents. He knows the truth because someone was there on the scene and 2 people recounted it. He knows the student is lying. And he asked him the first time to tell him what happened, and the student lies to my uncle. And he turns and he looks at him and he says, "I'm not going to ask you to say that again." And then he gave him an instruction of what to do, but he did not want him to lie another time to protect his heart. to not do that. So my uncle had a particular way about him. And so sometimes when I'm in conflict, for example, with someone, and I need to have a clear head, and I, Susan Morgan, do not have a clear head, will conjure up Uncle Chuck, that beneficial presence, and just try to imagine into how might he see this situation? What's my side? What this other person's side? How might he hold that? What might he suggest would be a wise and skillful action? Because I myself am caught in my view. And it is so helpful for me to have the like another voice that I can turn to, that I sort of know enough or imagine enough into. Say, how might he see that? Well, and this is a very helpful thing to do when we're having a hard time. Like, who are the people that we can call upon that we know experientially, we know from experience what it's like to be in their presence, or how they might respond, or what we sense from them that we respect and want to be around, and want to embody as much as we can our own version of that. This is how we honor our elders. This is exactly how we honor our elders, by using their wisdom to grow these hearts, the heart mind, the chitta in Buddhism, the chitta, but the heart. And these people, I see them in all the places there, because there are also places that bring that forward. I grew up playing in the woods and going camping. So for me, going into the woods, if I'm having a hard time and I really feel like I am so restless inside, I can't even sit with myself, I'll take myself outside, and it's the woods, or go down by the water where there's a lot of space and a lot of air and just a lot of easiness, and I can just feel held by Mother Nature, because I myself I can't hold little old me. But out there, that can. And these are the qualities which are actually trying to grow for ourselves, so that this holding environment can open and hold what is really present, what's really going on. But it's a training. And how we train and how we learn is by beginning in some way to remember back into these people and these places and these beings, because sometimes our animals also are a refuge. We just kind of, pet our cat, and the blood pressure goes down, and you're suddenly breathing with the cat, and it's all chill again. Oh wow, here I am. This is what we're trying to cultivate. These are qualities of heart, and these people and beings are our pit crew. Now, I do like to think of pit crew. I was talking about this just yesterday. It's an image that came to me because a dear friend of mine actually does love to watch race cars, and the pit crew, they stay in the middle of the track, and when a car kind of veers off really quickly off the track, the pit crew comes running over all sides, converges on the car, changes the tires, do whatever they need to do, but it's on the spot, on the ready. Well, imagine if in your mind you're sitting on the cushion and you suddenly realize that you're in the middle of a storm and you don't know what the heck to do, but you're really thrashing around in there. Who might you call upon? Who might you bring forward in the middle of your practice? Oh my goodness, it's my dear friend so-and-so who really knows what to do in a crisis. He can stay calm. Okay, just take a breath, get your balance. Let's come on back in, and let your friend help you guide yourself back in to a steadier surface. This is what the name of the game is with the practice. This is what the holding environment is about. It's coming back to center, getting the body, the breath, the heart, and the mind to just come back here and settle down. And we know the people who help us do that, and we know the places that help us do that, and the beings. So let's call upon them when we're having a hard time in practice or in our day. Let's bring them forward, bring them to life, and let them help us come back to center. All right? We can do this. It's for our welfare and for everybody else's welfare. So thank you for your kind attention. All right. Now let's bring our pit crew in. Any of the voices that might help us to say, come on, let's open up the body a little bit more and be kind to it. Let's see where it feels a little cranky and tight, and just give it some gentle opening. Let it feel good. Let it feel good. Why not? Why not? We're going to learn how to love everything into the fold of mindfulness. And as you're gently moving around, just let the breathing be as full as it can be, and open up the interior and breathe out the tension. This isn't extra. This is part of the how we create a place that feels comfortable for ourselves, as we open up the body, because the physical body is where we live. It's our home address. Right, just gently close the eyes and let go of the outside world. See if you can soften the eyes right there. And with a few nice full inhalations, nice full exhalations, feel down into the fullness of the body. Feel the lower body sitting on the cushion, the chair. Feel if the feet are on the floor, feel them on the floor. If the legs are crossed in some way, feel that. And on the next exhalation, let the attention rest there for another cycle of breathing, and feel how naturally the organism begins to settle its weight down where it feels secure. The butt settles down, the legs begin to settle, and widen. Breath does it on its own. And now in the next inhalation, feel the length of the torso from the base all the way up through the back, the neck, through the head. And lengthen long. Lengthen the torso long in the field of gravity. And maybe let it just gently sway a little, as if it's like a tree trunk swaying in the breeze, ever so slightly. So it has some give. Notice where breathing feels most noticeable to you in the body. Maybe it's in the chest or in the throat or in the belly. And maybe bring attention to the movement of the body as it breathes. So not breathing directly, but the sensing into the container, the space around breathing. It's always moving with the breath. The body is always moving with the breath. So let it heal, let it have its way. Let's bring forward the aspect of tenderness, gentleness, kind of a curiously caring attitude. Where does that attitude naturally arise for you? Who helps to invite that in? Don't know what's here, but this is interesting. It's very deliberately form the intention to do our best to stay out of our thoughts, stay out of thinking. But when we notice thinking, that we kindly invite ourselves back into the present moment and feel back into the physical form, and bring attention to how the form is sitting here, breathing, carrying the attendant. That's the focal point of the practice. Hey, friend, where's the mind? Has it wandered away? What noise, what attitude can help you come back right here to the present moment, to this body breathing, and help you to connect to center? One more time, if you will, just gently tune in to how it feels inside. And see if there's any tension you can let go of, any extra work. And feel into as much ease as is available. And breathe with that experience. Comfort and ease and feeling at home in our skin is the fruit of our practice. So whatever tensions we can let go of in the course of our practice together is fruit. There's fruit. And now drop in the awareness of context. All of us sitting here with you, and you sitting here with us. Along together, creating a space, a holding environment, however it is inside.